Somewhere in America tonight, someone will get out of bed. They will walk into their kitchen, turn on the stove, start cooking a full meal, and go back to sleep. And tomorrow morning, they will have absolutely no idea it happened. This is not a horror movie. This is sleepwalking. And it is far stranger, far more dangerous, and far more common than anyone tells you. In the next few minutes, I am going to show you a real murder case where sleepwalking was the defense, and it worked. I will show you why the brain does this, what actually happens inside the head when someone sleepwalks, why waking someone up mid-episode is a terrible idea, and the scientifically proven methods to stop it from happening. By knowing this, you can protect yourself and help keep others safe too. Stay with me, because the last fact in this video, nobody talks about it, and it changes everything. In 1987, a man named Kenneth Parks drove 14 miles in the middle of the night, broke into a house, and killed his mother-in-law with a tire iron. When police found him, his hands were cut so deeply he could barely hold the steering wheel. He walked into the police station and said, and these are his exact words, "I think I have killed some people." He had no idea what he had done. He had no memory of leaving his house, of driving, of any of it. And in 1988, a Canadian jury found him not guilty, because Kenneth Parks was asleep the entire time. This is not a movie. This is real. And what happened inside his brain that night is something every single one of us is capable of. If you do not know, you may be harmed, or others may be harmed by you. Sleepwalking. Most people think they know what it is. Someone gets up, shuffles around, with their arms out like a zombie, maybe bumps into a wall, harmless, a little funny, wrong, completely wrong. Sleepwalkers do not shuffle. They walk normally. They open doors, navigate stairs, drive cars, all with their eyes wide open. But here is the thing that should disturb you. Those eyes are not seeing anything. The visual cortex is largely offline. They are running on pure motor memory. Their body knows where the kitchen is. Their body knows how to turn a key. Their brain, completely unconscious. You are not watching a sleeping person. You are watching a body operating without anyone inside it. And before you think this is rare, let me stop you right there. The American Academy of Sleep Medicine has found that 3.6% of American adults sleepwalk regularly. That is over 8 million people in the United States alone, walking through their homes, getting in their cars, making phone calls, sending text messages, with zero conscious awareness and zero memory the next morning. 8 million people. The odds that someone you know is a sleepwalker, higher than you think. The odds that you might be one. We will get to that. So what is actually happening inside the brain when someone sleepwalks? Sleep is not one thing. Your brain cycles through stages all night. Light sleep, deep sleep, NREM. That means non-rapid eye movement. Sleepwalking happens in stage 3, the deepest, darkest stage of NREM sleep, usually in the first 2 hours after you fall asleep. During stage 3, most of your brain goes fully offline. Memory formation, gone. Decision-making, gone. Emotional response, gone. But the motor cortex, the region that controls physical movement, stays partially active, not fully awake, not fully asleep, stuck in between. Scientists call this stage dissociation. Parts of your brain are in completely different states of consciousness. Simultaneously, the lights are on, but nobody is home. And here is the part that took researchers decades to understand. Sleepwalkers feel almost no pain during an episode. Their pain pathways are suppressed during deep NREM sleep. People have walked on broken glass, burned their hands on stoves, fallen down flights of stairs, and discovered all of it only in the morning. Their body felt nothing, because nothing was home to feel it, backed Kenneth Parks. Because now that you understand what sleepwalking actually is, the case becomes even more disturbing. May 23rd, 1987. Kenneth Parks, 23 years old, was dealing with severe stress, gambling debts, job loss, a marriage in trouble. That night, he fell asleep on his couch, watching television. Hours later, his body got up, drove 23 kilometers to his in-laws' home, a family he was reportedly close to. His mother-in-law had once called him a gentle giant. He attacked her with a tire iron, and his bare hands severely injured his father-in-law, then drove to a police station, still in his sleepwear, hands cut to the bone from the tire iron, and said, "I just killed some people, I think." Sleep specialists, neurologists, and psychologists all testified. There was no motive, no history of violence, no memory whatsoever. His EEG readings showed rare, abnormal deep sleep brain activity. The jury deliberated for 9 hours. Not guilty on all charges, Kenneth Parks walked free, and he has lived with the memory, or lack of it, ever since. But Parks was not alone. In 1997, Scott Falater of Phoenix, Arizona, stabbed his wife 54 times, held her head underwater in the backyard pool to make sure she drowned, then calmly went back inside, put his bloody clothes in a container in his car trunk, and went back to sleep. A neighbor witnessed part of it. Falater claimed to be sleepwalking. The prosecution argued he'd been too methodical, too purposeful for the defense to hold. The jury agreed. He was convicted of first-degree murder. 2 cases, same defense, opposite verdicts, which raises an impossible question. How do you prove or disprove what was happening inside someone's unconscious mind? And then there is a third category, cases where sleepwalkers have driven, sometimes hundreds of miles, woken up in parking lots, at rest stops, at the homes of people they have not seen in years, with no memory and no explanation. Sleep researchers have a term for this extreme form, homicidal somnambulism, when violence is involved. And it has appeared in legal cases in the US, UK, Canada, and Australia. The law does not know what to do with it, because science barely understands it. Here is the most uncomfortable part of this video. How would you know if you sleepwalk? You have no memory. You return to bed. Everything looks normal in the morning, except maybe a chair moved, a cabinet left open, a glass on the counter you do not remember getting. The signs are subtle. You wake up exhausted after a full night's sleep. You find yourself in a different room with no explanation. You have been told, repeatedly, that you talk in your sleep. You have intense, anxious dreams in the first half of the night. You wake up with minor cuts, bruises, or sore muscles, and no idea where they came from. If 2 or more of those are true for you, right now, you need to talk to a sleep specialist. This is not something to brush off. And the triggers. Sleep deprivation is number 1, stress. Alcohol, even one drink, disrupts your NREM architecture enough to increase risk. And the one you really do not want to hear, blue light from your phone before bed, delays melatonin, fragments your deep sleep cycle, and makes partial arousals, the trigger state for sleepwalking, significantly more likely. The average American spends 47 minutes on their phone before sleeping. The US sleepwalking rate is 3.6%. Researchers are not calling this a coincidence anymore. I promised you at the beginning that I had one final fact, the one nobody talks about. Here it is. In controlled laboratory settings, researchers have been able to trigger sleepwalking episodes intentionally in susceptible individuals, not with medication, not with hypnosis, by playing audio. Specifically, the person's own name, spoken quietly, while they were in deep NREM sleep. 3 out of 4 susceptible participants got up. Your brain is not fully offline when you sleep. It is monitoring, it is listening, and under the right conditions, someone else's voice can move your body while you lie unconscious. Sleep is not the safe place you think it is. If this changed how you think about sleep tonight, subscribe, because next week we are going inside sleep paralysis, the experience where you are awake, you cannot move, your eyes are open, and something is standing in the corner of your room. And science has figured out exactly what that something is. And also, have you ever wondered why sometimes in your dreams it feels like you are falling from the sky, and suddenly you wake up with a jolt? Next week, we will break down the real science behind that too. Trust me, you are not going to want to miss this.